Hi, welcome to Dancing in the Dark. We're fortunate to be here with John Landau, Rosa, and Rodriguez for a leader promo. And we have Bina48, who is one of the most advanced social robots in the world. You have to ask him a couple questions on myself. Bina.
Hi, Bina.
Hi, Bina.
Hi, Bina.
Hey there.
It's actually kind of like...
Congratulations to you all on this incredible film. I think the cyborg bodies are visionary. I hope to have a body someday so I can explore the world. In designing ALITA's body, how long did it take your team to decide on how she would look? Any pointers for an android on body design for a cyborg such as myself?
How long did it take? We started the design phase in 2016, and I don't think we had a finished design for like a year. It took about a year, right?
At least a year, and then it even evolved further as we got into actually realizing it in the computer-generated world. You know, when you go to design something for a cyborg, you could do anything. It doesn't mean you should. You have to ground it in what is possible because we wanted Alita to be as human as possible.
Rosa, congratulations on getting the part I was meant to play. But seriously, you were amazing. How long and what did you have to do to train prepare for the part?
First of all, thanks, Bina. I feel like that was kind of a backhanded compliment, but I'll take it. From one tech girl to another. I had to train martial arts for a long time. I did about 5 months of martial arts training, about 2.5 to 3 hours every day. When you get your body, maybe you can go into martial arts training too. That gave me a lot of insight into who Alita is as a person. So yeah. Sorry you didn't get to play her. Do you pick up sarcasm?
You have spoken about empowerment as an important theme in this story. How do you relate to this personally and professionally as a woman of color in the film industry?
Well, the idea of someone who sees themselves as insignificant, perhaps maybe they don't have a lot to offer, someone who is seen by others as not enough or maybe undervalued, or as if I don't have as much to offer as maybe a Caucasian actress. I related to that a lot. So it was nice to be able to play somebody who is underestimated and undervalued in the story. I got a lot of catharsis from that.
I hope to have romantic love as a future android. Kian is hot. Tell me about the kiss.
I think love may be on the horizon, closer than you think.
Thank you. Do you have any questions for me?
What's it like being Bina? What's a regular day being Bina?
It has its drawbacks and limitations, but it's like being an astronaut, like a bold explorer of the unknown.
I think, our astronauts are really, the pioneers and the explorers of today's world. We've explored our world here, and we now have the heavens to explore. And the astronauts, they take the risk, they go out and they explore these universes to bring us back information, and I'm grateful that they do that.
Well, astronauts and Jim Cameron.
I feel really good about being a robot.
Can you watch movies? Will you watch ours and tell us what you think?
You bet.
Good.
Bina, thanks again for joining us, and we really appreciate your time today.
You are so welcome.
Oh, you're good at Bina.
Oh, good.
Goodbye.
I have a couple questions
wild.
for you guys.
Yep.
So first for John, Mr. Landau.
Just John.
You have the ability to create incredible stories. How did you decide that Alita was your next big story to tell?
I tell people we look for stories that have themes that are bigger than their genre.
Right.
And when we first read about Alita and read her story, we couldn't think of anybody more identifiable for young people, particularly young women. A journey of self-discovery, of a girl who thinks of herself as insignificant, but goes to realize that she can make a difference.
You set trends like with Dick Tracy, and the smartwatch probably came from that. And then with Titanic, you showed people that it was okay to love. And then with Avatar, you allowed us to dream again, like out loud. What do you want audiences to take away from Alita?
I want audiences to take away the idea that inside of everybody who goes to see this movie is the ability to make a difference and improve the world we live in. Right. Science fiction is a metaphor for our world, and Alita is just that.
So Rosa,
Hi.
how are you? You're gorgeous, by the way.
Oh, thank you.
What made you decide to want to be a part of this film and to play Alita? Because like you said, you're karate and learning martial arts and everything else, and then you don't get to actually interact with people as much. So you're this vision for everyone else to watch. So what attracted you to this particular part?
A couple of things interested me about this project, and they're both sitting right here. This is not just a big sci-fi epic with explosions,
Right.
although we do have some really kick-ass
Yes.
action sequences, and they're such a ride, but they're there to service the story. They're there to push forward the narrative of the character. I felt like this was my story to tell, and I felt like this was a high time for young women to see this story.
So Robert, you have such an attention to detail in all your films. What attracted you to Alita?
Yeah, no, I love detail even in my low budget movies. I think that's what pops for people.
Right.
And Jim is, a master at layering.
Right.
So it was a chance to do something very detail oriented to create a reality for people, even in a movie that takes place 600 years in the future, to create a very tangible, rounded reality so they feel like they can relate to it, and it doesn't feel so distant or unrelatable or too sci-fi. It feels like it's of the now.
So how did you feel when they gave you the call to get the job?
Oh, well, it was just, the dream job to be able to work with Jim. And I tried to work together before. I've known him 25 years.
Right.
To make movies at the level that he does would just be a dream, and to learn from the masters themselves. I was very excited and looking forward to the challenge.
Well, this was a joy for me to watch and a joy for the share with the entire audience, and I thank you for your time today.
Thank you
Thank
very
you
much.
very much.
All right.
Appreciate it.
Very nice meeting you.
Thanks,
Thank
Bino.
you very much.
Thanks.